auction on Thursday, December the 12th at 6 p.m. at the Lodge. All trees and wreaths will be auctioned off. That's Thursday, December the 12th. Happy holidays from the Beaver County Christmas Extravaganza.
Pittsburgh Penguins hockey is back on Beaver County Radio.
Goal, right to the front right there. Carter, he scores! Big goal for Big Jeff!
Tune in all season long as the revamped Pittsburgh Penguins are on a quest to win their 6th Stanley Cup. Penguins hockey on Beaver County Radio is brought to you by St. Barnabas Healthcare System, Falcone's Moon Township Ford, Patriot Home Care, Forward RX, and Beaver County Radio.
Beaver County Radio will continue the holiday tradition of Christmas music around the clock, starting with the 2024 Christmas concert of the Genevans at 12 noon on Christmas Eve and continuing until 6 a.m. December 26th. You'll hear 42 straight hours of commercial-free sounds of local Christmas musical celebrations from local civic groups and schools. We'll also have the return of Local Light Up Night that features Christmas musical selections that have been submitted by Beaver County artists. Plus, there will be many of the Christmas classics that we have all come to love. Christmas music around the clock is being brought to you in part by Tom Sipes Demolition, the Spanos Group of Raymond James, Electric Garage Door Sales, Moon Township Ford, Gnu's Body Works, and Beaver County Radio.
Merry Christmas, everyone!
Looking for home services? Call Patriot Home Care in Beaver Falls. Their staff provides company, conversation, and companionship to all patients, ensuring medications are taken on time, participating in fun community activities, personal care, meal prep, and light household work are all services provided by Patriot Home Care, all thanks to the hardworking and selfless team members. Call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or stop in Patriot Home Care, 1225 7th Avenue, Beaver Falls.
You're listening to 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas, in addition to 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls. Beaver County Radio's news source. 95.7 and 99.3 FM. Along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
Good morning. I am Noah Haswell on 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP. On this Tuesday, December 10th of 2024, it'll be a high near 54 today. We will have a complete Beaver County radio weather forecast after we take this look at news. According to a release from United States Attorney Eric G. Olshan on Monday, a resident of Pittsburgh has been charged by criminal complaint with making a false statement or representation involving international terrorism to a department or agency of the United States. Olshan confirmed that the 24-year-old suspect, Jack Danaher Malloy, told a lie to the FBI regarding international terrorism around or on the day of October 20th, 2024. Olshan stated that the suspect in his support claim described the motive that Malloy went to join an organization called Hezbollah that seeks to murder Jews after going from Lebanon to Syria and then back to the United States, and furthermore told FBI agents at the Pittsburgh International Airport that he did not have anything to do with Hezbollah or had no plans to be with them. According to Olshan, the sentence for Malloy remains up to an 8-year stay in prison, a fine of $250,000 or both provided by the law. If weather permits, PennDOT District 11 will undergo improvement work on the high-occupancy vehicle lanes of I-279 and I-579 today, Tuesday, December 10th. Until around 3 p.m., the outbound high-occupancy vehicle lanes will not let through traffic and will continue to be closed until crews install a new power wire for CCTV near Tripoli Street. Inbound commuters will not be affected by this work both today and tomorrow. As part of the annual Paint the Plow program, PennDOT is also letting you look at 9 plows and vote on which one looks the best, all made by students in Allegheny, Beaver, and Lawrence counties. Paint the Plow is an initiative from PennDOT in which people can be advised to drive safe during the winter while promoting these safety messages on plows, while students are being creative in the high school art scene all across the state. Some of the Beaver County schools that were involved included students from Beaver Falls, Black Hawk, and Freedom area. You can vote on your favorite all this week until Sunday, December 15th, but everyone only gets a single vote in your respective district. There will also be a plow chosen by personnel of PennDOT, and later this month, both plows that win will be announced. You can visit the PennDOT website link for more information.
During the open enrollment period last year. In 2024, more than 430,000 Pennsylvanians were covered through Penny. That was a 17% increase over the previous year. And we're hoping to see even more Pennsylvanians get covered in 2025. But the clock is ticking and the deadline to enrollment is coming up soon. If you need health insurance for yourself or for your family, you should check out Penny to shop for the best and most affordable plans for your needs. And you need to do it before the December 15th deadline if you want coverage that starts on New Year's Day.
That audio was courtesy of Commonwealth Media Services.
Here's the Beaver County forecast.
Another day of mild temperatures along with some rain mainly in the afternoon through the evening. Expect a high near 55 and a low around 40. Tomorrow we'll see some rain in the morning. Then we may see a rain and snow mix followed by just snow the rest of the day through the evening. We'll reach a high near 41 and an overnight low around 18. And sunshine on Thursday with a chance of an isolated snow shower. We'll see a high near 29 and a low around 14. I'm Lisa Marie with your Beaver County weather.
That's a look at the news for now. I am Noah Haswell on 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP, also streaming live around the world at beavercountyradio.com.
Teleforum is on the air on Beaver County Radio, 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP. The show is presented by East Rochester and Tusca Shop and Saves. And now, here is the host of the show, Eddie Crow.
I have been looking forward to this for quite a while. I knew 2-3 weeks ago that this was going to happen. And it's, as far as I'm concerned, a vital program. And it's about time, and I get to talk to Brandon again. Brandon Antinopoulos from Forward RX. You were my guest, I don't know, it's been a month or two, maybe?
Yeah. I can't remember whenever I was on with Mike. Yeah, during the.
Oh, that's right. I was board monkey for you guys, but I just remember sitting there going, "Oh, I want to ask him this." Explain first off. You're a pharmacist.
Yeah.
Anybody with questions for a pharmacist, 724-843-1888. But I remember listening to you. It's not a quote-unquote normal pharmacy, Forward RX.
Right.
Explain why and what is cost plus pricing and why this is the route you chose.
Yeah, sure. So good question. Thanks for having me on. I've been really looking forward to doing this also. So Forward RX, we started in May of this year. So we've been open for about 6 months now. We are an independent, community pharmacy, independent retail pharmacy, just like your typical pharmacy that you would kind of expect or want out of your pharmacy. The one thing that makes us unique is the way in which we price our prescriptions or the medications that we dispense. We do a very simple, transparent markup on, doesn't matter what the medication is that we dispense, everything is priced with the same exact formula. So whatever it costs me to get the medication in from my wholesaler, we take that cost plus a 5% markup, and then
5%'s nothing.
And that's really just to cover, the capital that we put up front to get the medication in, other things as far as labels, vials, technology, things like that that are some of those operational costs. And then $10 to cover our labor, pretty much, my time and expertise, or whenever we grow, to be able to make sure that the medications that we're dispensing are appropriate, effective, safe, and answer any questions that people may have.
Can I interrupt you for a second?
Yeah, sure.
Why aren't you charging an arm and a leg when you know you could?
So that's an interesting question. So the traditional pharmacy business model, and actually this isn't just pharmacy, this is really healthcare in general. The contracts that providers sign with insurance tends to, you provide some services at a loss, and it's no different than dispensing prescriptions with typical pharmacies that sign those insurance contracts. And you hope that you fill or provide certain services that are going to profit enough to cover those losses. All at the end of the day, that's
a scary, benevolent attitude.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. What's happened in, especially in pharmacy, is that the traditional retail pharmacy and chain pharmacies included, the number of prescriptions that are dispensed at a loss, so that they're not even paid what it costs them to get the medication, and let alone paid to dispense the drug to cover their labor.
So a pill for $5, it may cost you more than that?
Yeah, so say a pharmacy dispenses a prescription and the cost of that medication is $5. They may only get reimbursed from the insurance company 50 cents, $1.
Okay.
And the pharmacy, knowingly does this or signs the contract because when across the board it averages out to earn about $10 per prescription in profit. So you have the losers over here, and you have the substantially high winners over here that pretty much averages it out to be about $10 profit per prescription.
It's like a casino. Most lose, but the ones that win big?
Yes.
Is it not a weird existence that we're showing the casino model when it comes to healthcare?
I wish we would more. I mean, that's why that's why I decided, and I'm not the first pharmacy to do this. There was actually a pharmacy in Westview, Pennsylvania, just outside of Pittsburgh, Blueberry Pharmacy. They opened in February, March of 2020. Everyone told them they were nuts to open a pharmacy that
to pass up the cash.
Yeah, and does not sign an insurance contract. And Mark Cuban has cost plus drugs. Is another one, is a cost plus model, and really, I wouldn't say it's not necessarily a model. It's really just it's a pricing philosophy. All of the way that we do our cost plus is a little different, but at the heart of it is really just saying, hey, we're going to take the actual cost of the medication we dispense, do this simple, transparent markup, and we're going to post our prices for everyone to see and be able to look at it and say, hey, this is cheaper than what I'm paying, whether through insurance or not through insurance. Or if it's a little more, they can decide, is my pharmacy experience where my insurance company wants me to go for these $0 copays, is that $0 copay worth it to me, or do I want to pay $6, $12, whatever it is, to know that I'm going to get a good experience and have access to ready access to a pharmacist who's not hiding behind the computer screen or kept in the back.
Right. Brandon Antinopoulos is with me. Forward RX is the pharmacy. Was there pushback? Because I can see some people not, I can see insurance companies not getting their money. Did you really feel pushback against them? Were they polite, or did they say, or if they control the drugs?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. How delicate a dance do you have to do?
So I think for right now, we're so small, and the number of pharmacies across the country, we're still like in our infancy.
You haven't been noticed yet?
We've been noticed. We're a threat. There is a prominent health plan executive in our area has done a podcast saying that the more of our pharmacies like ours exist, it is a threat to the current insurance and pharmacy benefit management, or PBM, model. And the threat of it is not so much like there's money to be made on dispensing medications. Even insurance has a financial incentive to pay pharmacies in their own pharmacies to dispense low cost at high reimbursement medications, but it's also data, claims data. And so that's also why, with healthcare, performance is based on insurance claims data. Even doctors and hospitals are rated if there's any sort of performance measure based on a claim that's submitted. So pharmacies like mine, even direct primary care doctors or primary care doctors who decided, you know what, I'm just going to charge a transparent upfront price to provide my services without insurance. That's no bueno in the eyes of big U.S. healthcare and big U.S. insurance. But I think we're so small yet, we're not creating a significant enough impact for us to quote unquote come after us. But we've seen some changes in some of their business practices that try to make sure that we fill as less prescriptions as possible.
You really?
Yes.
You're not going to do it our way. You'll do less of it your way?
Yes. Yep. And this is ways of
wow. I'm not surprised, but still, wow.
Yeah. So high profit prescriptions, again, for the pharmacies, specific, a lot of examples, specialty pharmacies that these health insurance plans that they themselves own, where they'll, maybe
that they themselves own.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So, give just the examples of Aetna or CVS Health Group. So Aetna is the insurer. Not only do they own the CVS retail pharmacies, they also own their own CVS mail order pharmacy. It's no coincidence that, most folks with a Aetna insurance plan, their copays on their medications, either at that pharmacy or their mail order pharmacy, are zero compared to if they wanted to use a pharmacy that's not a CVS of their choice.
So you're pay more money. They're being funneled into one of their own subsidiaries.
Yep. And Cigna, they own Express Scripts, which is a pharmacy benefit manager, kind of the middlemen in between the health insurance and the pharmacies.
The dude that knows the dude?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they own their own Express Scripts mail order pharmacy. And then even United Healthcare, which I know has been in the news a lot recently. They own Optum as their pharmacy benefit manager, and they own Optum RX as their own mail order pharmacy. And so, we go back to, again, like why give up the high profit dollars of some prescriptions to the traditional retail pharmacy. Those high profit prescriptions are actually being taken away and moved to those insurance owned mail order pharmacies, leaving more of the losers. And that's why you're seeing more and more pharmacies, even chains, close. So for us, not only was it
how do you dodge that? You've got a business plan that, if successful, is going to draw attention to organizations that can jack you up.
Yeah.
Or try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's great.
So, I mean, really, it's just, I think a big part of it is just, what we're doing now. So making the community more aware that they have options.
How many people, when you explain it to them, go, okay, what's the catch?
A lot.
A lot?
So, yeah. So even the first one, because, there are some times where we'll save patients hundreds of dollars on certain prescriptions. Generally, the three kind of patient demographics of folks that can significantly save money buying generic medications through our model, are uninsured, just because they would tend to pay a higher cash price at a pharmacy that takes insurance, and there's a lot of reasons why they can't charge the same prices that we do, because they sign those contracts, even though they're the same drugs and we all buy them from the same wholesalers. People that have high deductible health plans, either through their place of work or they buy it from the state exchange, they're a lot of times those high profit prescriptions and even high profit medical services that are covering the losses that the providers have on other health plans. And then also Medicare beneficiaries, if they're on a generic medication that's a tier 4 or a non-preferred generic, these are ones where the list price, or our industry's version of an MSRP, like a car, they're much higher than what the actual cost is. So whenever you pay our price with our simple cost plus pricing, they can tend to save hundreds of dollars. And the first reaction is usually like, where are you buying this stuff? And this like black market generic drugs from China. I'm like, no, this is the same
bucket.
Yeah.
Did these come from Tijuana? No, they did not come from Tijuana.
Not from Tijuana. At least not any that I've seen. Most of our generic medications do come from outside the U.S., but not Tijuana. I've not seen one from Tijuana yet.
Brandon Antinopoulos is with me with Forward RX. Ask the pharmacist, 724-843-1888 if you've got questions. Also going on right now, Fisher's Foodland. We did it on the 26th of November, and we're doing it today, and we're doing it a week from today. It is to help out Beaver County senior citizens. Frank Sparks and Curtis Walsh and Gary, they're all down there, 415 9th Street in New Brighton, and I'm going to turn them up and hope that they notice that I called them out loud. Hello.
Operate in the Fisher's New Brighton
If you or a small business, you might have considered advertising on radio. It's smart because radio is still the most far-reaching media outlet today. WBVP and WMBA can get you results. Get more information at beavercountyradio.com.
When the weather turns bad, you can now do two things. First, tune to Beaver County Radio for the latest cancellation announcements, and second, go to beavercountyradio.com and access our all-new closings and delays widget that is active anytime that there are weather-related events. If snow's got you covered, so do we at Beaver County Radio. Beaver County Radio social media and beavercountyradio.com. Snow Watch is presented by Monroe Auto Body, the Lisa Latham team at eXp Realty, the cornerstone of Beaver County, and Beaver County Radio. Make the holiday special with a delicious box of chocolates from Roseland Candy Castle in New Brighton. For over 100 years, Roseland Candy has continued to demonstrate unmatched passion for chocolates. Roseland chocolates are made from scratch with only the finest and freshest ingredients. Roseland's has luscious cherry cordials, peanut butter meltaways, chocolate-covered pretzels, and so much more. Come visit the area's chocolate experts in New Brighton. Roseland's will ship their fresh homemade chocolates to your friends and family directly from their store. Order online at roselandcandy.com, and remember, Christmas just wouldn't be Christmas without Roseland Candy Castle.
Roseland Candy Castle can ship your chocolates anywhere. Visit online at roselandcandy.com. Celebrate the holidays with chocolates from Roseland Candy Castle on 5th Avenue in New Brighton.
Hi, this is Marie Timpano from the Cornerstone of Beaver County. I'm inviting you to join our Home for the Holidays campaign. The holidays should be a time of joy, but not for neighbors facing homelessness or housing-related crisis. It can be the hardest time of the year. Your donations help us provide emergency shelter, housing and utility assistance, and basic needs for those in crisis. Visit cornerstonebeaver.org to make a gift that will change lives this holiday season and beyond.
Beaver County Radio, your hometown radio station. You're listening live from the Fry Transportation Studios. Beaver County Radio and Fry Transportation, proud to call Beaver County home.
Beaver County Radio's news source, 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
Good morning. I am Noah Haswell on 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP. On this Tuesday, December 10th of 2024, it'll be a high near 54 today. We will have a complete Beaver County radio weather forecast after we take this look at news. According to a release from United States Attorney Eric G. Olshan on Monday, a resident of Pittsburgh has been charged by criminal complaint with making a false statement or representation involving international terrorism to a department or agency of the United States. Olshan confirmed that the 24-year-old suspect, Jack Danaher Malloy, told a lie to the FBI regarding international terrorism around or on the day of October 20th, 2024. Olshan stated that the suspect in his support claim described the motive that Malloy went to join an organization called Hezbollah that seeks to murder Jews after going from Lebanon to Syria and then back to the United States, and furthermore told FBI agents at the Pittsburgh International Airport that he did not have anything to do with Hezbollah or had no plans to be with them. According to Olshan, the sentence for Malloy remains up to an 8-year stay in prison, a fine of $250,000 or both provided by the law. If weather permits, PennDOT District 11 will undergo improvement work on the high-occupancy vehicle lanes of I-279 and I-579 today, Tuesday, December 10th. Until around 3 p.m., the outbound high-occupancy vehicle lanes will not let through traffic and will continue to be closed until crews install a new power wire for CCTV near Tripoli Street. Inbound commuters will not be affected by this work both today and tomorrow. As part of the annual Paint the Plow program, PennDOT is also letting you look at 9 plows and vote on which one looks the best, all made by students in Allegheny, Beaver, and Lawrence counties. Paint the Plow is an initiative from PennDOT in which people can be advised to drive safe during the winter while promoting these safety messages on plows, while students are being creative in the high school art scene all across the state. Some of the Beaver County schools that were involved included students from Beaver Falls, Black Hawk, and Freedom area. You can vote on your favorite all this week until Sunday, December 15th, but everyone only gets a single vote in your respective district. There will also be a plow chosen by personnel of PennDOT, and later this month, both plows that win will be announced. You can visit the PennDOT website link for more information and to view the plows, which can be found on our website at beavercountyradio.com. On Monday in Greensburg at Adagio Health, Pennsylvania Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis was one of the speakers that let Pennsylvanians know that by the end of this week, they need to sign up for coverage through Penny, which is the market for health insurance in the state for those who are not covered yet. Here is Davis speaking about the change that can occur if an increasing number of Pennsylvanians can enroll and how their coverage can help them for their future.
The Commonwealth's health insurance marketplace, Penny, provides that freedom so that folks can pursue a new career or start their own business without having to worry about whether or not they can get covered. Last year, we saw a record number of Pennsylvanians sign up during the open enrollment period last year. In 2024, more than 430,000 Pennsylvanians were covered through Penny. That was a 17% increase over the previous year. And we're hoping to see even more Pennsylvanians get covered in 2025. But the clock is ticking and the deadline to enrollment is coming up soon. If you need health insurance for yourself or for your family, you should check out Penny to shop for the best and most affordable plans for your needs. And you need to do it before the December 15th deadline if you want coverage that starts on New Year's Day.
That audio was courtesy of Commonwealth Media Services.
Here's the Beaver County forecast.
Another day of mild temperatures along with some rain mainly in the afternoon through the evening. Expect a high near 55 and a low around 40. Tomorrow we'll see some rain in the morning. Then we may see a rain and snow mix followed by just snow the rest of the day through the evening. We'll reach a high near 41 and an overnight low around 18. And sunshine on Thursday with a chance of an isolated snow shower. We'll see a high near 29 and a low around 14. I'm Lisa Marie with your Beaver County weather.
That's a look at the news for now. I am Noah Haswell on 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP, also streaming live around the world at beavercountyradio.com.
Now, it's time to talk on Teleforum on Beaver County Radio. 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, 99.3 FM, and beavercountyradio.com. And now, here is the host of the show, Eddie Crow.
Frank and Curtis and everybody are at Fisher's Foodland. That's 415 9th Street in New Brighton. Taking up a collection for the Beaver County senior citizens, and we'll check in with them here in a little bit. But with me, and it's the first show, and we're going to do this once a month, and I am giddy about that. Brandon, I'm dead serious. Brandon Antinopoulos is... You're a pharmacist. It's Forward RX. It's in New Brighton. I'm just going to ask you, because every time I've asked you something you've said made me want to ask you something else. So I'm just going to go ahead and ask you straight out. As a pharmacist, what are your general thoughts regarding the insurance industry? That's a conversation going on right now because of the news and because of healthcare costs and everything else. As somebody that deals with the insurance people every day, or tries to.
I used to. I don't anymore.
Yeah, that's the whole point now. What are your thoughts?
Sure. So insurance in general, was always meant, at least how I understand it, to be protection, financial protection against high cost, unpredictable or unpredictable events.
Catastrophic something.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. It's why, just think how much our car insurance premiums would be if we used insurance to change our oil, if we used our insurance to change our tires. Those are relatively inexpensive. You could argue they're not inexpensive, but there's competition and you have options as far as where you can spend money on those things out of pocket.
Those are things that are required. They aren't catastrophic, but like you just said, there's an option.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And everyone, I'm sure, can, that has homeowners insurance, and especially within the past year, the storms coming through, there's a deductible on homeowners insurance. And if you had damage, what's the first thing, if you want to claim it, the insurance company probably told you? Well, you couldn't file the claim, but if you do this, your premiums are going to go up, because if you use insurance,
your premiums
go up.
It's like, well, I need that car insurance. I had a wreck. Well, that means your insurance is going to go up. Why? Because you had a wreck. Well,
yeah.
What was the point? But
in healthcare, and I don't know exactly why this is, but in healthcare, we've just been, it's been ingrained in us that health insurance equals access to care and affordable access to care.
You have to have that card before they'll see you.
Yeah, and more, from what I've seen, that's not the case. Routine care, granted not all of it, but routine care is relatively inexpensive whenever it's the person or the entity providing you with that care is the one charging you, and there's not a lot of other administrative middlemen between you and your provider, because everyone's got to get their money. And,
right.
And everyone that's in this system, they're all exist to generate a profit to cover their expenses and then make some.
If you're in the system, you need to be paid.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So, but when it comes to a lot of routine stuff and pharmacy, at least with generic medications, we have some of the most affordable and inexpensive generic medications on the market compared to other countries. A big reason for that is
why do we not know that?
Because you don't
ever
actually
don't
see the
advertise.
cost. You don't actually see the real cost or the real price. What consumers know or patients know is out of pocket cost. So you may get you may have to pay $200 out of pocket for a medication that only costs the pharmacy $20 or $30 to get in. You may also only pay a $0 copay on a medication that costs $20 that the pharmacy gets paid $1,000 to dispense.
They're like the middleman dealer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing. There's been so much opaqueness and mystery. I forget who said it, but they said where there's mystery, there's profit margin. Where there's mystery, there's margin.
That's true.
And I think the best way for us to bring down prices, at least of prescription medications, is just to say, you know what, we're going to use transparency and let the people that have to pay for prescriptions or pay for healthcare, let them decide for themselves. So I'm hoping that, in the question, going back, your original question was, do we need insurance, or, just kind of what's the deal with it? I think we'll always need something to protect against high cost, unpredictable events. But a majority of our routine healthcare, prescriptions included, is generally affordable. And if we cut out a lot of administrative middlemen costs and only use insurance when we need to, I think we would see prices come down. Now, again, the entities that have learned how to make a lot of money at a certain business model, they'll do whatever they can within legal bounds to protect their business model. But I think it's going to take this mind shift, especially when it comes to routine, inexpensive care, for just people to be aware that they have options, and that this whole mindset of you can only afford healthcare if you have insurance is just not true.
How problematic is this country with all of the pharmaceutical ads that run on TV all the time?
So I would tell you that we're, if not one of the only, maybe the only country that allows direct-to-consumer advertising.
I think New Zealand does.
I could tell you, I'm sure those ads cost a lot of money. So if those ads went away, that could be a justification for prices to come down. The argument is that, as new evidence of treatments comes out, new guidelines change, the adoption of new guidelines into practice usually takes a few years. So this is a way to educate, the lay public of their options, which, I'm fine with. But again, a lot of money is spent on marketing and advertising that doesn't need to be spent on marketing and advertising. And for me, I would want the opinion of my physician or my provider, an unbiased opinion, just to say, here's the benefits, here's the risks, here's how much it costs, what's best for you.
Do people come to you and say, I want this very specific drug because I saw that and it sounds like it's what I need?
We haven't had that yet. Now,
Okay.
I have had cases where patients may be looking for a specific manufacturer of a generic medication. Because again, one of the reasons why we have such affordable generic medications in the U.S. is because we have the most competition of generic drug manufacturers. So a lot of options.
Drives down price.
Yeah, drives down price. But there still is a certain quality aspect. And at least for me, I do try to pay more attention as far as some manufacturers of patients are reporting like, hey, this is different from the medication I was taking at my pharmacy I had before. My blood pressure's gone up a little bit. We had a case with a dog, seizure medications, where we made a switch, for a more affordable priced generic that, the tick and seizure started to increase. And at least for me, and even though, traditional pharmacy would tell you like, as long as the drugs are reviewed and approved by the FDA, they have the active ingredient, they all work the same.
They're on the checklist.
Yeah, and that's true majority of the time. It's not to say that there's ones that slip through the cracks that don't do what they said they did. It's just in some people, or cases animals, and even with some medications, that margin of error of it being exactly like the brand name product, sometimes it makes a difference. Sometimes it doesn't. Now, with our model, again, as if you want a specific manufacturer of that generic medication that you found that if you tried as other pharmacies has bounced you from one to another just based on the cheapest one they can get from their wholesaler, if I find it, again, I provide, hey, here's how much this particular one cost me, so this is your price. Is that price reasonable to you? Yes, it is. All right, I'll get it in for you. Like I have no problem having 5 different manufacturers of the same generic medication on my shelf if I have 5 people that are all requesting that and they pay the price.
And each works for that price. I'm going to have so much fun asking you questions.
Brandon, I'm glad because I'm having fun too.
Brandon Antinopoulos, Forward RX. This is a show we're going to do once a month. You can call and ask questions of the pharmacist. I got plenty. Also, going on right now, they don't got plenty, so help them out. The Foodland Drive, Fisher's Foodland, Frank is there, Curtis is there, Gary is there, I believe Sheila is there. We did one on November 26th. This is the second one. Everything that gets donated goes to Beaver County senior citizens, and it's a full list. Most of, not all of it's available at the Foodland. That's correct, isn't it, Frank? Curtis?
To listen to some good music and spin the Beaver County Radio prize wheel. We've got prizes, lottery tickets, our signature radio squishies, and what is that, Philly pretzel vouchers?
Yep. Fun for all.
Fun for all, too. So come on, stop by Fisher's New Brighton Foodland, downtown New Brighton. Listen for the music, look for the prize wheel. Frank, we did this event last year as well, and it's nice. It's nice to see people giving to the seniors. It's nice that we're able to help the seniors.
How do you feel about this event?
Well, and the cool part is a lot of the seniors are given to the seniors. So that's the cool part about it. Everybody's making a donation, monetary or any type of non-perishable. So it's been good. One young guy walked up handed us a whole case of Campbell's tomato soup for the seniors. So, this is a good place to hang out, good time to have fun. And as always, we have to thank Forward RX and Brandon and his crew for being a sponsor of the J&J Spratt Funeral Home, Ken McCracken, and Zeb and crew down there. Patriot Home Care with Kelly, and then EXP Realty, which is the Lisa Latham and Tank Latham team at EXP Realty. So thank you to them, too. I don't know if Tank's an avid listener to the station, but he's in North Carolina, so I don't know if he's listening or not. He usually does in the mornings. So, but thank you to them. They're such a good sponsor for a lot of different things we do throughout the year. So, but Mr. Squishy, that's been the big one at the different remotes we've been doing lately and things. I think the kids are liking that. I think they like it because they can throw it at mom and dad or do whatever they want with it, and it's not going to hurt anybody.
Yeah, well, Mr. Squishy, he serves multiple purposes. He can hold your cell phone. You can use him as a stress reliever, or like you just suggested, he's a toy for the kids to throw at the parents.
Yep.
So
I put my business cards on mine.
There
on
you
my
go,
desk,
business cards too.
Yep. Yeah, so it's always something fun to do. So, but yeah, and then we got the PA lottery tickets. Of course, you got to be 18. You could win tickets. We have a couple different ones. We have the dollar ones that are the Nutcracker cash, not crash cash, and then we have the candy cane count up, and then we have finally the gift under the tree, which you could win those lottery tickets just by spinning the birthday prize wheel here at Beaver County Radio. So.
All right, we'll check in with you again in a little bit. For Frank Sparks, Gary Miller, Sheila Dambaugh, I'm Curtis Walsh, live from Fisher's New Brighton Foodland, collecting donations for seniors here on 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP.
When the weather turns bad, you can now do two things. First, tune to Beaver County Radio for the latest cancellation announcements, and second, go to beavercountyradio.com and access our all-new closings and delays widget that is active anytime that there are weather-related events. If snow's got you covered, so do we at Beaver County Radio. Beaver County Radio social media and beavercountyradio.com. Snow Watch is presented by Monroe Auto Body, the Lisa Latham team at eXp Realty, the cornerstone of Beaver County, and Beaver County Radio.
There's exciting news. A new pharmacy in New Brighton just opened, Forward RX. It's an independent community pharmacy that fills prescriptions at transparent cost-plus pricing on many generic medications. No insurance or discount coupons needed. Brandon Antinopoulos will discuss your needs and how Forward RX can help you save money. The pharmacy experience you deserve is more affordable than you think. Become a Forward member today. Stop in 809 3rd Avenue, New Brighton, or check their prices at FWDRX.com.
Make the holiday special with a delicious box of chocolates from Roseland Candy Castle in New Brighton. For over 100 years, Roseland Candy has continued to demonstrate unmatched passion for chocolates. Roseland chocolates are made from scratch with only the finest and freshest ingredients. Roseland's has luscious cherry cordials, peanut butter meltaways, chocolate-covered pretzels, and so much more. Come visit the area's chocolate experts in New Brighton. Roseland's will ship their fresh homemade chocolates to your friends and family directly from their store. Order online at roselandcandy.com. And remember, Christmas just wouldn't be Christmas without Roseland Candy Castle.
Roseland Candy Castle can ship your chocolates anywhere. Visit online at roselandcandy.com. Celebrate the holidays with chocolates from Roseland Candy Castle on 5th Avenue in New Brighton.
Let's face it, work is a large part of your life. Why not choose a job that allows the opportunity of a fulfilling career working with people who appreciate you? St. Barnabas Health System is looking for extraordinary, service-minded people to join our team. Earn and learn with career opportunities on our clinical, housekeeping, and food service teams. For more information and to apply, visit stbarnabashealthsystem.com or call 724-444-JOBS. Jobs that are apart from the ordinary. Find them at St. Barnabas Health System.
It is Teleforum. A lot of things going on. The drive for the seniors continues at Fisher's Foodland. that goes until noon in the studio with me this hour, and I'm going to drive you crazy with questions. This is the first show. It's Ask the Pharmacist. Brandon, have I asked anything stupid so far?
No, not at all.
All right,
not at all.
Day ain't over. Brandon Antinopoulos with Forward RX is my guest, and we're going to do this once a month. If you've got questions, medical questions. But here's my question. Well, I should give the number, 724-843-1888. Here's my question. From what you've described, and we're talking about insurance companies, and you've got to dance a delicate dance because this is a part of your profession and your livelihood. But I'm going to ask you this. What purpose does an insurance company provide at this point? You described what it used to be.
Yeah.
Catastrophic this and lose your house because of a car wreck that.
Yeah.
It's not that way anymore?
So there are cases where insurance companies, they would not exist if they didn't provide a needed service. And I believe that.
Mm-hmm.
I do. And I do believe that there are cases where, if we look at, I hear from Medicare beneficiaries, that they're proud, that like there's almost a pride in the plans that they pick to be able to save them, money on certain services and things. That's why even just we don't have a lot of Medicare beneficiaries through our model. It's just the ones that are on the particular tier of generic drugs that aren't covered, that we can save them money on. However, and I was part of this too. I had a job at a corporate role with a large national wholesaler. They spent $20,000 a year on insurance premiums for me and my family of four on a high deductible plan.
That's okay.
That I didn't use. Thankfully, my family and I were fairly healthy. But just like I think I saw a number, it was 90% of beneficiaries with high deductible health plans never meet their deductible. And you can see that. So
that's just handing money in and never getting the benefit back.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so my thought has always been, we could save money by, instead of funding those premiums for people that are never going to actually use the benefit. And a lot of times they pay higher prices when they use their insurance. It was also, I think, 79. A recent study saw 79% of the time patients with high deductibles, they pay a cheaper price when they pay a cash price, as opposed to using their insurance. And this is both on. I see this in pharmacy, and this is in like medical hospital services too. So you have a little bit of both, where again, insurance is that good backstop and does provide a good benefit, and there are people that have the benefits. But you also have at the same time a population of folks that have this feeling of I'm paying all this money, my business is paying all this money, we as taxpayers are paying all this money. What are we getting?
What are we getting?
I think we're paying a lot more than what we need to.
We're getting really groovy, well-groomed, and toothy people in commercials, aren't we?
We are. And so that's why, for me, I made the not just the business decision, because again, we make just as much profit on an average prescription as the regular pharmacy does that takes insurance out there. However, those pharmacies have much higher administrative costs by taking on those contracts. That's why they're closing.
Much more restrictive contracts.
Yep. And I think we provide a better service. And I think it's just because we are able to, by not taking those contracts. And I hear the same thing from providers that have decided to open up their own direct primary care practice. Or I just saw in Ambridge there's a dermatologist that opened up. Same thing, that they're saying, hey, here's my prices, here's the services, and I think if we could fund people's, if we could, all the money we spend on premiums, a large chunk of that, if we just send it directly to people's bank accounts and they decide where to spend their money, and we now have, hey, I'm going to see the providers based on price, transparent prices, quality and service, and I think we would still need insurance to cover those high cost, unpredictable events, but we don't have that now. And I think even what you've seen recently, everything with the murder of the CEO of United Healthcare, and I know that's gotten a lot of reaction in one way that seems to make us take a look and be like, what's wrong with humanity?
Yeah.
And again, I'm sure everyone listening can tell, like I have a specific bias against the way things are now.
Yeah.
That is, murder is wrong.
Yeah, period.
Violence
The end.
is wrong.
Forget medicine, murder is wrong.
And to celebrate that is wrong. I get how people feel, and it's very hard to take frustrations out on a company. But when you have a person, you may wish ill will of a company, but now here's a person that ill will is being personified in. It's still not an appropriate response. And my response, again, things are bad. I just decided I'm not going to participate in that system, and I believe that I could provide for my community, provide for my family by doing it a different way. So that's why I decided to do.
Brandon, I so look forward to next month when you come back. Brandon Antinopoulos, Forward RX. It's 809 3rd Avenue, New Brighton, 724-246-6257. Thank you, man.
Oh, thank you. This is fun. I'm looking forward to it next time, too.
I will wear on you, just a heads up.
Hi, this is Marie Timpano from the cornerstone of Beaver County. I'm inviting you to join our Home for the Holidays campaign. The holidays should be a time of joy, but not for neighbors facing homelessness or housing-related crisis. It can be the hardest time of the year. Your donations help us provide emergency shelter, housing and utility assistance, and basic needs for those in crisis. Visit cornerstonebeaver.org to make a gift that will change lives this holiday season and beyond.
Let's face it, work is a large part of your life. Why not choose a job that allows the